Yes, welcome to Dangerous Misinformation, the only podcast in the world where we love everybody, we make fun of everything, and of course I just dropped in right, 1 second. I had to make myself a little note. Don't you like how authentic this podcast is? A normal person would have stopped it, started over, but we're not going to do that. You were here with me for that, and we'll never get that moment back. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate you being here. Whatever you're doing right now, I'm honored you're letting me be there with you inside your little ear canal. And hopefully I can whisper some sweet, valuable somethings to you. Let me turn this up a little bit. My sound wave is looking a little weak. Is that better? Does it sound a little better now? Thank you for tuning in. I really love doing this podcast, and if you enjoy listening to it, I would really appreciate if you could leave a review. I would really appreciate if you could tell somebody about it, post it on your social media channels, and that would be a very gracious thing on your behalf. So, yeah, let's get into it, dude. You guys hear Taylor Swift's got a new boyfriend? Yeah, dude. I guess he's a really good tight end, and it's this thing now to troll chicks to say, oh, Taylor Swift's going to blow up now because they keep showing her during the NFL games. And then girls get all worked up like, what? She's going to blow up? I still think Taylor Swift and Drake should get together, but that's just me. I mean, it's like when Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt got together. That's the only couple that's in each other's leagues, even though, guys don't care about that shit. But I was talking about this with that a while back. There was this thing going on where I said that the Sophia chick from Call Her Daddy, that she has every right to want a rich guy because she has her own money. And then everybody's going, oh, well, men don't care about money. It doesn't matter. And I agree with you. I don't care about money. I don't care about any of these things, but I also know if I were to date one of these chicks, how much the stock would go up. I'm a straight dude, and I had never heard about this football player before. So whatever he does now, he's automatically 10 times richer now just by sticking his dong in Taylor's flat ass. Wow, that was a really disgusting thing to say. I apologize. Anyways, so that just kind of proves the point. Everybody's saying, oh, you fucking simp. I've been called a simp so much lately because I just make fun of the whole red pill shit. But go listen to older episodes. I've already made fun of that. I could go in more on it, but I don't even feel like doing that. But yeah, I hope that I hope that Taylor Swift gets through this one, and maybe she'll finally make a song about sucking some good dick. You know what I'm saying? Maybe she'll finally make a banger. Maybe she'll finally make a Cardi B-esque. Maybe we'll get the Cardi, if this relationship works out, because Taylor busts it open wide enough for her tight end football player boyfriend. Maybe she'll finally make a Cardi B banger, Do you guys see her dancing to Lil Wayne? Yeah, I don't know. I should make fun of her. I watched this documentary during the pandemic about her making, I think it was called Folklore. Is that the album? I watched a documentary about her making this album, and she is really talented, dude. She writes all her own shit. She records it all. Like she'll record shit in one take. It's crazy. She performs all her stuff live with no backtrack. She's very fucking talented, dude. She is MJ-esque, but she's never gonna get that title because she's a woman. But I don't like her music though. I guess the thing about Michael Jackson is anybody could love the music. I can appreciate Taylor Swift music, but I'm not gonna sit there and I'm not gonna be in the car and put on Taylor Swift. I do like a song that's called Lover. I think she has a whole album called Lover, but there's a particular song. And I don't even know if I like the song so much. I just think I like the memories attached. I remember one time we had some friends over during the pandemic when we weren't supposed to be congregating. It's back when we were going through the whole Nazis trying to sniff out Jew phases of the pandemic where people would rat on their neighbors for hanging out. But we had some neighbor friends over, and we just got fucking day drunk and made a bunch of food, and somebody put that song on, and it was just hitting. Sometimes you just get in that zone where a song's hitting. So shouts out to T Swift, dude. Shouts out to T Swift. I hope this new dick works out because you deserve it. You've been through a lot. You've been through a lot, throwing them bony butt cheeks around, dancing into Lil Wayne. Tell Lil Wayne. Remember when Kodak was coming after Lil Wayne? Tell Lil Wayne I won't box him. The fuck is Kodak Black's problem, dude? I don't even know like if he's even human. It's like anyways. Yeah, but I do think this guy, it kind of shows male nature. We poke at female nature a lot, but I think it just shows how men are wired because he's dated all these like super hot black girls and they're fun as fuck to hang out with, These super hot fun chicks with fat asses. And then he finally probably just like, okay, I need more of a wifey type now. And he found himself fucking little chipmunk ass Taylor Swift, who's probably pretty cool to hang out with, Except there was a clip of her recently. And I think it's from that same documentary that I saw. Because I think I remember seeing that. Where she's talking about sending a tweet out about Donald Trump. She wanted to speak out about Big 45. And, they're all acting like she's writing the Emancipation Proclamation. Why did I just stutter there? Emancipation Proclamation? She's all crying and her parents like, no, Taylor, don't do it. I could never deal with that level of fame. I would never want to deal with that level of fame. Like when I saw a Drake video earlier, just a video of Drake walking out of this tunnel. And like the whole way, so he shows up to a stadium, right? He shows up to a stadium of people wanting to watch him perform. And there's people outside who can't get inside. And so he's walking into the stadium, and the second he walks in out of the car, people are screaming outside. He walks into the stadium, people are screaming. He's walking down the hallways to his dressing room, people are screaming. Then he's coming out of the actual corridor to go to the stage, and people are screaming. I could not handle that, dude. Maybe it's my autism, maybe it's my antisocial nature, but I could never, ever, ever, ever handle that level of fame. And I totally understand why people like Michael Jackson and Justin Bieber, Britney Spears, you name it. I understand how they lose their mind. Imagine not being able to just go to the grocery store, just do normal things, people just fucking yelling at you all the time. I hate yelling. That's why I don't like watching scary movies because I don't want to hear women yelling. I don't want to do anything. That's why I don't lurk around in parking garages because I don't want to hear women yelling. I don't like the sound of screaming. So imagine if you were famous enough to where your face just made people yell, dude. That sounds like Nightmare on Elm Street right there, bro. But I'm sure the money's nice, and I'm sure Drake seems to drink a lot, so I know when I'm drunk, I get pretty social. So it would be kind of nice being able to just flash my face at any nice establishment I go to and get the greatest service you could possibly get and the hottest women there wanting to So shout out to Drake, though, dude. That's some serious longevity. And this whole entire episode so far, we've just been talking about celebrities. Is this the worst episode you've ever listened to? Let me know. Send me an email at lordpettypodcast@gmail.com. And you might be asking, why have you not changed the email address yet? Because at the end of the day, my handle is still Lord Petty, and this is still a podcast, so I'd like to not change too many things at once, even though I do have to update a bunch of shit, and I'm just telling you stuff that you don't give a fuck about right now that I need to handle behind the scenes. Because my website is fucked up. My link tree's fucked up. There's a lot of things fucked up. Actually, the description of the show is fucked up. So I need to fix that, dude. Well, since we're talking about garbage celebrities, okay? Since we're talking about garbage celebrities, I think this is crazy. I think it's crazy you get people wanting to come after the founding fathers, right? I talked about this on a previous episode recently. People want to come after the founding fathers because of the shit they did, or just want to come after wealthy people in general and talk about something that happened in their bloodline or something that they did, right? The Kardashians are arguably the most famous family in the world, okay? And the whole reason they are famous is because the father, who has passed away, who I think was connected to the mob, I don't know. He was a lawyer, and he defended O.J. Simpson. Now, if you don't know who O.J. Simpson is, if you're a younger person, okay? O.J. Simpson is a football player who killed his wife, and he got away with it. It became this big thing because everybody knew he did it. All the evidence led to him had done it. But he got away with it, so it just became this huge thing, and it was a very famous football player at the time. And there's a huge trial about it, and Kim Kardashian's dad represented him. And so what this did is people got more interested and they got interested in the family. And then Kim was like this party girl hanging around Paris Hilton. And then she ended up fucking Ray J on camera. And then the mom took that sex tape and advertised it. And then they became super famous. So how the fuck does nobody ever talk about this? How we talk about, okay, this family, they're selling all this makeup to little girls. They're have this show on family primetime television. They're, you know, millions and millions and millions of followers on social media. Now Kylie Jenner's huge. Kendall Jenner's huge. And it's all been passed down because of a sex tape and defending a murderer. So that is why we know who these people are. And that just shows what happens. If you're an attractive woman, the world is yours, bro. That's why I get why ugly chicks are always so pissed off, because imagine as a guy, like at least when you're watching a rich guys do really cool stuff, you realize, okay, well, I'm only one idea away from being this guy. If you're a really hideous girl and you're watching cute girls just doing everything, you're like, damn, I'm going to need a lot of plastic surgery. I'm going to have to do a lot of working out. And I'm going to have to do really define nature quite a bit. And that would be frustrating and very demoralizing. So shout outs to the ugly ducklings, dude. I see ya. I don't want to date you, but I see ya. Much love to all the troglodytes. You probably won't have rappers chasing you. You probably won't have Travis Scott wanting to date you. But that's okay. Are they even still dating? This is like my pop culture episode, huh? Maybe I have a future in talking about pop culture. Speaking of Travis Scott, do people never, like I follow some of these hip hop blogs and Twitter feeds and stuff like that, and I used to be a huge hip hop fan. People are always talking about, oh, the best rap, like comparing rappers. Why is it no other genre of music is so comparative? Don't people ever get tired of talking about, oh, who's the best? Who's the best? It's all subjective. Newsflash, there is no greatest rapper of all time because it's all subjective. Music is a feeling. It's what resonates with people. You'll hear a song, it can be a garbage song. I talked about how I like a Taylor Swift song just because the moment I heard it. So when we're constantly comparing rappers, always like, oh no, Kanye's the greatest. Oh, he's got most album sales. Like, these people buy half their own albums, all right? When a giant label, when they release an album, they go out and immediately buy 100,000 copies, right? It's like boosting your Instagram post or something like that just to get it out there. So, yeah, dude, there is no greatest rapper of all time. There will never be a greatest rapper of all time because it is all subjective, because who is great to me is not going to be great to you. And that should be pretty freaking self-explanatory, dude. But people just don't. I don't know. And I guess it's not my culture, so I shouldn't really speak on it like that because, but maybe that's why people's lives suck, because they're more worried about who the greatest rapper is versus what they should do with their lives, you know? And it seems like the whole hip hop thing, you know, I was super bought into it, paid attention to the blogs. My whole sense of humor revolved around rappers because it's such a like memeable, funny thing and like genre of music and culture in general, you know? Because you're literally just taking, you know, rock music, you're not paying attention so much to what they're saying. And the hip hop records, you're really paying attention to what they're saying. So it translates into this whole other thing. And there's other elements of hip hop, like the making the beats and the business side of it and yada, yada, yada. I forgot even what I was talking about. We're talking about hip hop music, but yeah, about how it's not my... I was super bought into it. Here's what I was going to say. I was super bought into it when I was younger, when I was like a high school kid and through my 20s and like mid 20s probably. But I see people that are like old, full on adults, and they're still concerned about what these fucking rappers are doing, dude. And it's like, you can enjoy the music, sure, but why? It's like high school is what I'm trying to say. It reminds me, a lot of the hip hop culture reminds me of high school. There's always the cool kids. There's always the drama. There's always the shit talking, somebody trying to prove something. There's always got to be something new. It's like high school never stops in hip hop. And maybe that's why, you know, some of the shit is so screwed up because guys are acting like churn. But I don't know, man. I don't want to say, I don't mean that like disrespectfully, because like I said, there's things that I don't understand about it, but I do think that there's some very bad, destructive things in there. And am I starting to sound like an old man yet, blaming hip hop for the world's problems, dude? Speaking of problems, growing online became. So I was talking about this on the last episode, but I'm so bought into the social media thing, and I'm just constantly surrounding myself with different podcasts or YouTube channels and stuff like that to try to learn about the people who are very successfully doing it at a very high level, what they're doing. And so much of it just makes me realize that the whole entire world, especially the internet space, is just a giant pyramid scheme. I remember I went to a pyramid scheme, this Amway meeting at one time, and they're talking about how, like, well, everything's a pyramid. They didn't even deny that they're a pyramid scheme, but they're like, everything is a pyramid scheme. What is your normal job? The money gets kicked up to your boss. I was like, he's got a point. I'm not going to join this garbage, but he's still got a point. But then in the online space, a lot of these entrepreneur channels or these people telling you how to grow your YouTube channel, you basically have YouTube channels that get big by providing the info on how to grow your YouTube channel. Then you try to look at, okay, well, what's the original thing that this person did? And they never actually did anything. They're just telling you how to grow your YouTube channel. So that's a pyramid. You know what I mean? That's a fucking Ponzi scheme right there. So this person is growing their YouTube channel by telling you how to grow your YouTube channel. And then there's people selling courses on how to sell courses about courses to grow your social media. It's all just, I don't know, dude. It all seems like a lot of smoke and mirrors to me, but maybe I'm late to notice this, because I think a lot of people have already picked up on that. But I just try to dig. I try to dig for valuable information in anything, and then pick out the things you want. People get very upset, like when I read comments about my stuff, like upset stuff, which I do less and less. But it's just always mind-blowing to me how at face value people will take things instead of taking little things that you like and then discard it, because you can learn something from anybody pretty much, right? There's some sort of valuable information in pretty much anything. Even if you're listening to a huge dumbass, you can keep in mind, okay, this guy's a huge fucking idiot, so don't take anything serious that he's saying. Matter of fact, maybe even do the opposite. Maybe that's what you're doing with this podcast. Who knows? But yeah, it's like everybody's whole shtick is create content about how to create content and then sell a course about how to teach others how to create content. So nobody's actually like making anything substantial. And I'm the idiot trying to do that. It's like back when I was making memes, how everybody's just getting these huge meme accounts by reposting memes. And I was always like, well, I can't look myself in the mirror doing that. I want to be the one to actually write the joke. And then people take my watermark and wash it and then repost it and get thousands of followers while my dumbass was sitting there trying to create original content. That's what this podcast is. Like I said, I don't want a bunch of flashing lights and sounds and a bunch of garbage everywhere. I just want to create something raw and authentic that real humans can res with. But anyways, appreciate y'all tuning in. Appreciate you consuming this dangerous misinformation. Hopefully the feds ain't after you yet. Please tell somebody about the podcast. Please leave a rating. Watch the video versions on YouTube. Go subscribe there. I appreciate y'all more than you know. And deuces. Petty out.